There's a lot of action. I've seen everything from 5-gallon containers of oversized goldfish. I've seen an almost 500-pound Galapagos tortoise, lots of snakes, lots of birds, lots of lizards, I'll call them. I may not have the right verbiage, but blue-tongued skinks and all sorts of fun animals. Yeah, you see a lot of things here that you don't normally see in a veterinary practice or you don't see every day. And so it's kind of fun.
No, we don't do dog and cats. So by nature, it's just a little different of a feel. We just try to just welcome them in and say, hey, you have an exotic pet. It's different. Owners sometimes are different too. Sometimes it's just me, my techs, receptionists. We all have kept different reptiles and birds and mammals, and so we're able to take our own personal experiences and really try to help guide these people that come in, because sometimes they're super educated and they've read every book and all the different care guides and they're great. But sometimes it's someone that, here, take this bird or take this lizard or take this snake, and they have no idea what to do with it. So we really try to help them and really try to guide them. There's so few of us, and it's a small community. There's lots, but really when you look at the numbers of the exotic pets, it's just not enough. And we want to try to create avenues for vets who want to do exotics and want to do that high level of care. What's great is that, at least at the Texas Exotics that we're partnered with, they've been doing internships and residencies. And I've known the interns and residents as they were starting and growing up in that program. So it was a natural fit for us to try to do the same thing. And even at the zoo, I had students and interns come in and resident, and we really tried to help provide them the different skills and different knowledge aspects to our sometimes crazy world. But again, I think it's normal. So seeing 5 different species in one day is like kind of normal. Kind of fun too.
I came to this facility by way of a sort of change in career. I was reaching a point in my career where I knew I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I had been a hospital director of a very large emergency hospital. And so around 2018, a couple other doctors and I came together and we decided that we wanted to open a specialty facility for avian and exotic patients. There's a lot of clients out there that have these as pets. They're part of their family, and they really have not been able to find the level of care that they would like. There's a lot of veterinarians that see these types of patients on a regular basis, and they love what they do, and they do the very best they can, but they aren't necessarily getting the same specialized level of training that they can then use to help their patients with. This really has been something that over my career, I've seen become something that is more wanted in the community, and something that could develop into a business that could thrive. For many years, it was always, the avian and exotics were part of these other dog and cat practices, but there wasn't one, that stood alone. And so I would say in the last 10 years, the interest, not just on the veterinary side, but then on the community side, sort of came together in this perfect sort of storm, to allow for an opportunity like this. So it takes a really particular set of unique staff members, but also the veterinarian, that wants to do this as their sole job. Introductions, happened, and we found Dr. Koch, and, he had expressed that going into private practice was something that he had really considered and wanted to do. So it became this germ of an idea.
I offered GPS to both Dr. Megan Turner and Dr. Rob Koch. They went at separate times. This is a second location for them. And so they already kind of knew what they wanted. And what's important to note is they know exotic and avian medicine better than I do, because it's not something I do all the time. But I wanted them to get to know Patterson and all of the offerings that we provide at GPS. And I said, I think this is going to be a treat.
Definitely eye-opening to the process of everything, and I think that's kind of the general consensus for a lot of people there. That seemed to be what a lot of the different veterinarians over there, and they kind of felt the same way.
You know, the support system that Patterson provides isn't just during the design process. It isn't just during the phase where you're buying the equipment and opening the doors. I mean, it continues on. We've been open for over a year now, and I can still call April any given day of the week, and she's going to pick up my call or return it immediately, and she will help me with whatever it is. I mean, it is an ongoing support system, and quite honestly, I mean, knowing that you have somebody like that in your corner is huge.
I love different pieces of equipment for different needs. And yes, I may have it. I may use it once a year, but I have it, and it's good for that one thing. You know, I really like doing things like orthopedic surgery and exotics, and you know, I have some little things that are human-based tools that aren't necessarily designed for I'm not using for what they're originally for. So part of exotic medicine, zoo medicine, is taking something that is traditional, but modifying it a little bit to use it in a different use. So that's kind of how exotic medicine doctors and zoo doctors, that's how we kind of sort of think. We think across species and just try to alter little things here and there, because we're just outside the box thinkers all the time. And that's kind of how we have to do things. Because, I mean, a frog to an elephant, there's a lot of between sizes in there. So I have to figure out what bandage works for an elephant, what bandage works for a little frog. And that's what we do, and it's fun. That's what keeps us going too. We're not doing the same thing every day.